What's up? It's Sharado on the Ash Sharado Show right here on listenvisionlive.com. Here tonight with my co-host Grindstone,
It's all love.
our producer the Urbanista,
Hey, hey.
our special guest tonight. What are we going by? Glitterati?
Glitterati.
Right. She Italian.
Roddy. Straight
Glitterati in the house.
What?
And our DJ Blue Magic.
What it is, what it do.
All right. Everybody's all well dressed today, looking all good. I'm dressed down, like I'm the help.
Well,
Y'all look
You ready for
professional.
war over there,
This is
Grindstone?
our
Right.
guitar. We're just chilling.
That's
Well,
what's
we
up.
gotta put out the awesome ass new Grindstone T-shirt.
Yes.
Here
Check
we
that
go.
out.
I don't know. Do we call that a T-shirt, Grindstone?
Nah, this is a garment.
Garment. There
Yeah.
it is.
We got
So
garments.
I'm not
This
fashionably hip,
reflective,
but I just like
in
that
case
shit.
you outside and
need to be seen.
yeah, you amongst the grizzly bears and they need to know what it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
We got features on this. Go to grindstoneuniversal.com
Already.
and eat.
Yes.
Well, I just want to say really quickly, tomorrow is a very special event for me if we don't get rained out. It's Art Buzz, a art show that has been ongoing with the DC Arts and Education Humanities Collaborative now for 8+ years. And we are doing our first rooftop event with 3 special
Yeah,
artists.
buddy.
Yeah.
Does that mean the
If
women?
the rain permits. If the
So
rain
what should
permits.
women wear to this kind of event, Sharado?
Rooftop summer sexy.
So what does that look
course.
like though? You gotta hit people because everybody's not. You know,
Right.
it's a lot of
Is it-
squares in this world.
This
That
sounds like a question for the men. They wouldn't know what the women gonna
Nah,
have.
no,
Women know
no,
what they're
no.
gonna wear for
No,
Rooftop
no,
Summer
it's-
Sexy.
On a weekday,
this is not a
what
question
time?
for men.
It's from 6 to 9 p.m.
6 to 9. It's
at
a
the
Wednesday.
new Embassy Row rooftop.
Okay, so what should they wear? What should women wear?
You know, they should probably wear something to work that is sexy with like a little blazer on top. That way,
Okay.
when they get to the rooftop event, they can just,
Take
throw
it
it off.
off. Take it off. Speaking of which, somebody was in Miami this weekend.
I was in Miami, and this is actually how the whole topic tonight came about. But before we even get into that, let's talk about Caitlyn Jenner.
I mean, off rip like that? God, don't. Before we,
Yes,
before we get to the appetizer, let's get to the entree.
Yes.
Who also liked several of our postings. Well, some of her fans, I'm assuming, because I had like Caitlyn Jenner 9.
I'm calling him
Caitlyn
Bruce.
Jenner 42.
Did
Caitlyn
we?
Jenner 8.
Wow.
My repost of our show picture and our discussion for tonight. So if you're listening, Caitlyn Jenner, of those, any of those numbers or last names, please do tune in
Nice.
and call
Yes,
us.
Caitlyn doing it.
I'm calling him
big.
Bruce.
Yes.
That's Bruce Cat.
Bruce
That's
Cat.
Bruce
Hey,
Cat.
Bruce Kitty, meow.
that's the homie Bruce.
That's Bruce Cat.
Formerly Bruce.
Yes.
Formerly known as.
Bruce Chest.
The daddy formerly known as Bruce.
So let's start with the men. What do you guys think about the whole idea of Bruce turning into Caitlyn?
I mean, honestly, I don't even care at all. But now, since you asked me, and I'm not gonna like shrug the question or this issue, I think that I think it cheapens womanhood. Because what this does, it makes womanhood available over the counter. So okay, now this is the interesting part. While I mean, I think that this move being so celebrated, now him doing his own move is his own thing, but it being so celebrated, it launched him to Woman of the Year. Now it's all these women out here doing things that women do, right? Doing things that real women are only able to do. You got women breastfeeding, you got women nurturing, you got women taking care of generations of people. And then he spent the money, and now he's Woman of the Year. And so what it does, it shows the world that the media thinks that women are just lipstick and tits. And he went and purchased some lipstick and tits, and now he don't have to go through the hardships that women go through. He don't have to do anything that women have to do. And so it's actually surprising to me that women are celebrating that in the way that they're celebrating it.
Oh, not all women are celebrating.
And I don't think that everybody understands that perspective. That you
Wow,
gave.
that's deep.
I mean, isn't that what it is? It's
Well,
like
well,
a white
he-
person.
He cheated a whole bunch of years of having to do real woman shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a white
You
person.
can never
But-
actually really do.
But he was
real
feeling
women.
like a woman inside for the past 60
Yeah,
years.
but you know what? I was feeling like a superhero.
Right.
Inside
And no,
for the
look,
last
so
20 years.
ironically, Tom Hanks' son came out today saying that he could say nigger. right? Or
What?
nigga.
Wait.
He could say nigga. Tom Hanks' son. His wife.
Why?
I actually heard that.
Because he hangs around enough black
Yeah.
people and Mexicans
Yeah.
to say nigga, right?
Mm.
And
And he said you got to say the nigga.
right, yeah. Just like the Boondocks, right?
Yeah, he gave an explanation of how you have supposed to say it.
Yeah, the Boondocks was the best show
Wow.
ever. I swear, it's so clairvoyant. But the problem with that is he can't just put nigga on one day. You can't do that. Just like Bruce can't just put woman on one day. So I think they're real parallel.
Well, are they celebrating that the fact that he became a woman, or are they celebrating his courage to?
Well, it's
To, like,
all
express-
it's all.
Nah, they didn't
tied
celebrate Michael
together.
Jackson's
I don't know,
courage.
I don't agree. I don't know if it's all tied together.
I mean, he did become a woman, though.
True.
No, he didn't. He became
Well,
a man
you
with some
know,
operations.
Yes. Well, yes.
So
but
he had the whole
his
shebang
goal-
going on.
I don't know. I think he
I
can
don't
still
think he's
like.
gotten
I don't
there
think he's
yet.
got
he
the
had
section.
the
He had
the
boobs?
Adam's apple taken out. I believe he got implants based on the photos. He also had a surgery on his face to feminize his face, which probably gave him higher cheekbones.
Did he get ass shots? He's a Kardashian.
Now, based on the pictures, I didn't see any ass shots, but I think that the transition is not. I mean, you don't just get surgery. You can't. I mean, no matter how much money. Well, I can't say that because some people, I don't know. But for the most part, most doctors that are considered to be experts in the field, they are not going to just give you the surgery because you say you want it. It's a long transition process. Like you have to, for years, live as a woman before you can actually get the gender reassignment surgery.
I mean, he looked like a big old fish.
He got this done
Not
too.
messing with you.
I mean, he just looked crazy. You don't even.
I
crazy.
haven't seen the pictures yet. So
Oh, okay.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh,
But you know, like,
my.
'cause
I
I'm
think
not-
we need another picture on the screen.
Oh,
I mean,
yes,
he
we
just
do.
had a picture
I'm
up
not-
there.
I'm-
You
we
didn't
need
take
a
a look
couple.
at
I'm not
it.
excited about seeing. Bruce
It's whack.
He looks
It's
like
whack.
a lot like Janice Dickerson.
He does. I
And
saw that
also the
comparison.
woman from Law and Order. What's her name? Michelle? Was it Michelle Hardigay or what's the one of the darker roots with the?
I think
blonde
I
ends?
think that's who it is.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go,
There you
Blue
go.
Magic. There
He's
you go.
hiding
Oh,
the
that's
man
Bruce
hand.
Jenner.
He's
Yes.
hiding the
Oh,
man
I've seen
hand.
this all day. I didn't know that was him.
Oh my goodness.
It's not him. It's her.
It's
No, it's
Kate-
not
it's
her.
Oh,
Caitlyn.
he looks like a Mexican breezy.
But did you guys notice how she spells her name with a C instead of a K?
Yes, ma'am.
That's so odd.
Yeah,
I think that's his daughter's name.
You look
His
like a
his
Mex-
son. It's his daughter-in-law's name. So that's now So it gets freakier. Yeah,
Yo, I've seen this like all week. And
Yeah,
did
no
not
doubt.
know this was Bruce.
that's Bruce
Okay,
Cat.
so
That's
now
because you don't see his
How do
hand.
the ladies, Glitterati, how do you feel about seeing Bruce go through the transition to Caitlyn?
So I think Bruce transitioning to me is courageous. I think
Why is it courageous?
because when I watched his story, I thought it was compelling. I felt like, wow, this grown man who in America's eyes is this larger than life, better than any other athlete in the world, man.
Not LeBron.
That was like in the
Wait.
70s.
Like
He
200
was-
years
time.
ago.
And at that time, he was at the height of every athlete.
He was.
Before Magic came on
And
the scene.
so to show that transition to when he was a little boy, to have walked this whole life, produced kids, had a wife, and still had this
2
teeny
lives,
tiny
yeah.
little secret the whole time, and never ever felt that all that he was enough. He was inadequate the whole time because he wasn't a woman.
I
On
have.
the other hand, Grindstone's point is deep because as a woman, I didn't even, that missed me.
But you know what?
The softer side captivated me because I was like, wow, that's courageous. Like, what grown ass man do you know wants to be walking around with some titties and a goddamn bustier?
I
I,
feel
mean, I
like-
just don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
I feel
I
like
just don't know.
I feel like his experience.
I think a few may.
On
But legitimately,
in Trinidad.
Yes.
but at heart, he was a bitch. And no, what I mean by this, I say this is because he was demasculated by his wife and all his children, and so of course, like,
Oh, you mean during his
yeah,
Kardashian one?
during that
But maybe he
being,
already
being
was like
the
that
father,
already.
being that man of that, like, because he was never really.
See, I never really watched it.
No, well, yeah. So I've watched a couple seasons of it or
Blue Magic.
episodes.
Right. Ah, you
Stop.
trying backtrack, backpedal.
I-
Whoa.
I had a,
I mean, I saw
I had
a few
girlfriend,
shows.
fiance that became my wife. She's like watching that shit.
You
So,
just
you know,
had to watch
I was
it.
trying to win, you know what I mean? So I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
But my point is that he never was respected as a man. He was always bitched.
do you think that's because Chris knew, and that was like leverage?
No, I think because he never exhibited his masculinity or his manhood. he
Well, maybe
bowed
because
down.
he didn't have it.
Or he
'Cause
didn't
his
have that
woman
much
was
of it.
He had something. He
covering-
fathered a bunch of kids.
He had a
What
whole
does that
record.
mean? Going through the
He had
motions to
sperm.
give you a
That is
baby.
just.
I mean, that's true, but I never got, maybe I missed it, but I never got, other than Chris not being on the show, on the interview, but I never really got that he wasn't like that dude until as of late.
I feel like at some point in his life he had to be putting it down. 'Cause
Yes, that's
was,
my point.
He was moving around. in
I mean,
Hollywood.
he won the decathlon,
He was
and it was just
wanted
like
and he
Maybe
wasn't
that's
too
when
bad
he
looking.
wasn't feeling his.
Like, it was like
inner
Muhammad
woman.
Maybe
Ali
he was trying
and
to do
him.
everything he could to not feel that way. I mean, you never know anybody's motivation. I mean, he could have been feeling those urges his whole life, and it's just like,
That's what
okay,
he said.
now I'm in a position of power. I have money.
Right.
I'm gonna get this out of my system. I don't know what's wrong with me. And from what I've read about, I haven't read the full interview like in Vanity Fair, but he's been suicidal and depressed for many years.
which makes this less courageous.
I don't think it
Like,
is
dude is
or isn't
imbalanced.
courageous. I think that's just who he is, and I think because of who he is, he's getting publicity about it. Because this happens every day.
Okay, so what
It
about?
doesn't happen just because he's Caitlyn Jenner or whoever. It's just the fact that his family's in the limelight. So of course he couldn't just be like anybody else and be like, I'm gonna go do my thing. He's gonna be followed for the rest of his life, whether
I
he was
think
a man
even
or
if
a
he
woman.
wasn't a part of the Kardashian, I mean, it's Bruce Jenner. Anybody, you talk to somebody in their 60s,
But he's a rich white man.
he was that nigga back in the day.
Right, but I'm saying, but he's a rich white man, right? So being a rich white man, a rich, famous white man, you have so little to lose in the way of criticism. You could do anything you want to
He
do.
could have really just
Man.
got a surgery and disappeared into oblivion
How much
if he
money
wasn't
did he get
associated
paid
with the
for that
Kardashians.
I
interview?
mean, that's true.
Right, he getting breaded up. He gets money from
He
it.
got
They
bread for
throwing
that
paper
interview.
airplanes of money at him. Like, it takes.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna do an interview, and if I get paid that kind of money, I'm gay. And I
But
wanna
does that
be-
take away from it though?
So let me ask you: Does
I
anybody
think it
know?
makes
Does
it less
anybody know whether or
courageous.
not Kris Jenner is managing her?
I don't know.
Because that would be like the ultimate take.
Yeah.
But he said he's not gay though. He still likes women.
That makes him a
Yeah.
lesbian.
But let's not overlook his
Well,
psychological
some
problem.
people like trannies. I mean, it's all good in America apparently. So
Yeah.
let's lead into today's topic.
Right.
I was in Miami this weekend, my hometown, and having a fantastic time
Until
until I just saw like 5 zillion fake asses, and they were all ass implants or injections or whatever you want to call them, and there were booties that were lopsided and they were too big for the small waists that were snatched in and tucked, and I mean there was just so much going on with these young women that I saw over a 72-hour period, and it's really saddened me because all I thought of was what happened to self-love and your self-image and our society, and this is what we're seeing. I mean, this is what we're seeing on Instagram all the time. I mean,
That's how I felt in Baltimore.
it's like the waist trainers and the,
Fake
you
ass in
know,
Baltimore.
like everybody's trying to do what everybody else is trying to do and not love themselves for who they are. And that's what, I mean, Caitlyn Jenner did not have me come up with this idea. This was strictly based on being in Miami this weekend. And I remember growing up in Miami and going to Miami as, you know, a young woman in her early 20s and being so enamored by the young, beautiful women that were there that were all natural. I mean, now,
they
10
had
years
some fake
ago.
titties back then.
Yeah, well, 10 years ago, it was the fake boobs that started coming into style. But now it's the, you know, snatching of the waist or the waist trainers and then the huge butt implants. So now they got the fake boobs, the snatched waists, the big booties. I mean, and God knows what else. Oh, a lot of people have the same
Lips.
nose too.
And the lips,
Yeah,
too.
and the curled up side lips. Yeah, I mean, everything is plumped, plucked.
Guess what?
I mean,
I am not mad at it one bit.
What?
I knew you were going to say that.
I don't
Okay.
care. I don't care.
You would take it home though, like if you were a single man.
Well, listen. If a chick had terrible teeth
Uh-huh.
and she decided to go get veneers or whatever,
Uh-huh.
you wouldn't give one damn rat's
Let me
ass
tell you.
about that.
Dental work is the only cosmetic surgery that I'm really. I'm all right with that. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm cool with that.
So I have in my mind like my do's and do nots. Like if you start messing with your face and trying to change your
Well,
your
and we're
facial
going to get
features.
into that. We want to make sure the audience knows what getting snatched means.
Okay,
because
let's explain that.
There's actually, I would say generally 2 meanings.
Right,
You know, it means
right.
getting your body right and tight naturally. You know, you're going to the gym, you're working it out, you're doing all that.
You got snatched.
Yeah.
Okay. About to go get
But
snatched up.
in addition to that, you're going to, the second meaning would be you're going to a plastic surgeon to get it all done very unnaturally for you. You're getting the implants, you're getting the fat transfers, you're getting all the augmentations. You're having someone else doing it for you and you're paying for it.
But you know what the funny thing about this, and not to cut you off, Sharado, is this has been going on for years,
I'm gonna go
on
there.
top of years, on top of years. It just never became as popular and as
Our community.
socially acceptable and as popularized on all the
I
social
mean, now
media
you could get it on the
outlets.
weekend. Like when
Well,
at first it might have been like a.
Well, the problem is Leroy thinks he could do it in his basement,
Right.
And he kind of messed the game up, shooting people up with concrete and
Right.
silicone and all that other crazy stuff. But this is not a new phenomenon. This has been going on for years. I mean,
Well,
because
statistics show differently. I mean, the increase in plastic surgery in the last 10 years have doubled tremendously. And the reality of it is what we're seeing on TV and social media, or media in general, is twofold. You weren't seeing, especially you weren't seeing black women putting ass implants in.
No,
I
that-
mean,
no,
they
that's new.
naturally.
Have you been to a strip
they
club lately?
naturally had
You
it.
can actually just sit and think
It's
about
all
like,
bad though. Like
think
I'm
about
a-
Little Kim
I'm a
versus
strip
Nicki
club- I'm a strip
Minaj.
club
When Little
connoisseur.
Kim first came out versus when Nicki Minaj came out.
Right.
Just physically, like, and just think about it, both of them were at the height of like all media, hip hop, you know, because all of us here are black and just I've seen like in hip hop generation, like Little Kim on the hardcore
was
posters.
bad.
She didn't have nothing. I mean, she had some basic little saggy titties.
now she looks
She
terrible.
had right, but
But
that
it
she
was
had
all
good-
hardcore,
but it
that
was all
that
good.
96 album when she first dropped, and everybody was like, "Oh, wow, she's
Is that the
bad."
one with her
Like,
legs open?
yeah, when she had the
Yeah.
little
What was the
bikini
title of
on,
the album?
hardcore.
Hardcore.
Okay, so compare that to now Nicki Minaj when she came out and she had the boobs, the butt, the lip,
Yeah.
whatever else she's done to her face. I mean, it's the acceptance of, and not even just the acceptance, but that is supposed to be the standard.
Yeah.
Versus Little Kim, when I was like 13, I was like, oh, well, wow, she looks great. She has a great body. But can you imagine as a girl being 13 looking at Nicki Minaj like,
Right.
oh, that's what I'm supposed to look like?
Because it's like
Because she's the
Barbie.
hottest thing out there.
Right.
But it's so unrealistic to even think that
Well,
you're going
let's
to just
talk.
walk around like
let's
that.
talk about the types of plastic surgeries that are out there, because I don't even know if everybody knows all the stuff that's out there.
No, I don't.
You know, even in just butt augmentation. I mean, there's the implants,
okay.
there's the lifts, and then there are the injections. But Urbanista is giving me side eyes, so we have to come back from this short break on the Ash Sharado Show right here on listenvisionlive.com.
Whether you're interested in buying or selling a home, there's no bigger decision than choosing the person who will represent you during the transaction. A qualified, experienced real estate professional makes all the difference by helping you navigate the many decisions that arise when buying, selling, or leasing a property. At RE/MAX Sky Real Estate, our agents have the experience, expertise, and drive to help you find that perfect property. RE/MAX Sky is here for you if you're purchasing your first home, searching for a luxury home, or looking for a commercial space. As the first luxury RE/MAX collection office in the district, we offer specialized services to clientele focused on purchasing luxury real estate. We're dedicated to delivering outstanding service and results you can count on. Contact RE/MAX Sky today to get started, or visit us online at www.remax-skyre.com to learn more about how an experienced real estate professional can assist you. Serving Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. RE/MAX Sky. Outstanding agents, outstanding results.
We're back on the Ash Sharado Show. Call us at 202-758-8607 and let us know how you feeling about the plastics.
About that jiggly booty and big
There's
old
no
breasts.
jiggle. There's no jiggle in a plastic booty. So we were talking about the types of plastic surgery there are, and I was saying that, you know, for butt augmentations, there are the implants, the lifts, and the injections. So implants is where you're actually inserting, you know, you're inserting a new foreign object into the booty. The lifts is when you're just actually lifting the skin and potentially transferring fat. But you could just do a lift, but you could also transfer fat. and then the injections are when you just plump it up, and you
So
get
What
those.
do you inject?
What are they filling
you
it? What
injecting?
are they filling it up with?
It could be fat, or it could. I'm not the plastic surgeon
Maybe it's that,
specialist.
maybe it's that
but-
pink stuff. That McDonald's pink stuff.
The
slime?
the
Yeah.
the McNuggets.
But they're nonetheless injecting asses with something that's plumping them up.
Well, I
Silicone
think it's really. I mean, it's very. I mean,
and concrete.
it's upsetting because I actually a classmate of mine from high school just passed away a couple of days ago. I didn't have any idea how she passed, to trying to figure things out on social media, and just heard today through a story through the New York Times that she went to New York and went to go have silicone injections in her butt, and went to someone who was not really a doctor in a basement in Queens, and passed away. And had 5 previous surgeries, plastic surgeries. I don't know whether they were, with the same doctor or different doctors or what. That information is still not out. But this is really real. Like, women are looking at things on themselves and others and feeling like, I'm going to go do this. I mean, I don't know. I haven't spoken to her in years, so I don't know what her mindset was in doing that. But I'm sure that for whatever reason, she had right state of mind to be like, okay, well, this must be safe in some level, and just being like, okay, it's affordable. It's somebody else I know probably has done it, and I'll be okay doing it. I mean, and you just never know. But the idea that we are so open to taking those risks, to generalize as women, why?
Right, that's my question. Why? What are we getting at?
Well, you know what I think changed the game is that these women are now doing things that are already what black women have, right? So like the hip hop.
Yeah, so why the black women doing it?
Because
It's the black women that don't have it.
Well,
that are
and
doing
because more and bigger is better.
Or
Right.
even some women that do have it, they just want to get it looking better. Like I've
Right.
seen some black women that are even in the strip clubs, they have big asses that want even bigger asses.
Like,
They want that.
Well,
like
they know they're
that.
going to
Shaq
get more attention
Diesel.
and more money.
Exactly.
okay, now that's where this Bruce cat comes in with me. All right, so you can't buy stuff and then become a woman. So these other women can't buy stuff and become more of a woman.
They're not looking
They're
to become
not.
more
They
of
just
a
want more
woman.
attention, and I think we're skipping ahead. But part of some of the bullet points that I wanted to make tonight, in terms of why women are choosing to change their bodies, I mean, I think the number one reason is acceptance. They want to be accepted by not only society and their environment that they may be living in, whether they're a video girl or whether they hang out with video girls or they just hang out with women who look like this. They want to be accepted.
So is it kind of
within
like the
that
fancy
community.
purse?
It is.
Potentially.
Because like a
It
chick will
is.
rock a fancy purse and a dude will be like, whatever. But then that's really for the other women to sweat.
Yep.
Right? So then like,
Like I don't even know what the hot purse is.
right. And then so like a woman will have a natural ass and a dude will be like, man, that's what I'm talking about right there. But then she got to get it plumper to show off to the other women.
Eat more
About
chicken.
she-
No, because the men are totally supportive of all
Absolutely.
that. And don't even try to fake Grindstone or Blue Magic that you guys aren't, because you guys be liking some stuff
No,
on Instagram
I
with
do.
the fake booties.
I am a
Hey, look,
listen.
pressing like takes no effort.
Me and my buddies have a thing
But it
going
means
on
it stands for something.
where we send each other ass shots of pictures like, look at her. And it's nothing to like it, but that
Shout
don't
out
mean,
to-
like,
No, it's saying liking it means you support it.
I'm
But
sorry.
overall,
You're
it's
supporting
more
it.
like it.
And overall, it's
well,
more
you know,
socially acceptable
ass
to
still
wife
looks
up a
fat.
stripper than it ever has been, and at least since I've been born. Like, it's okay now for dudes to be like, oh, well, this is my boo, Black China.
Yes.
We're about to get. We're gonna get
No,
married.
no.
Yes.
You know
We're
the
gonna,
crazy,
like, we're gonna be together.
The crazy thing is, I was in Vegas for the Pacquiao Mayweather fight, and I went to a string of day parties, and every day party I went with, there was a whole bunch of unattractive, overweight, not hot women with fat, gigantic asses.
All right.
And they were getting hell of attention. Like if it had been another day, they wouldn't. Nobody even would have. Like they would have
Right.
just been walked past, like you little hood rat. But they were in there, in the pool, ass out, making the ass clap, and they had crowds.
Okay.
And so my point is, and I don't even know how many of them, well, maybe their asses were all real because they were overweight, but like asses become a phenomenon, like in a sense.
Butter.
Well, yeah, it's become like having big muscles. You know, you got a fat ass.
All right, well, let's take it to the. All right, well, so let's look at it like this. When it comes to being, when it comes to, you just messed me up with that.
Sorry.
But when it comes to being a mammal, all right.
So that's a
mammal.
dolphin, a whale.
Look at it like this. Like when animals,
dog.
look, when mammals go in heat, like, you know, you seen some of the monkeys, like their butt will get real red and swell up. Like, or a bird's chest will swell up.
This is way too much Animal Kingdom.
This is what it is. Everything that we doing,
Bruh.
everything that we doing in terms of ass and titties and muscles and all that, it's showing that the woman is more fertile. Like within it, it's showing the woman's more fertile, and the man being strong is showing that he can hunt and gather more, right? So are these women doing this to settle down with a dude who's going like?
I don't think it's that.
Do that?
So that's my question.
It's desensitization. You're being desensitized. Like, it was cool back in the 80s. You saw a little shorty with a little cute butt and some nice boobs, and she was really cute in the face. A roundaway girl, that was cool. But as time has progressed, that's not okay anymore.
Right.
You got to have this. And just like, even you think
You have
about
to
the
be
game of
doing the most at all times.
Yeah, but
yes,
so
you think about sports, it's the same thing.
And I agree with you, Urbanista. Like it's
gotta be
desensitized.
everything
Like
big.
my question
Everything.
is, speaking to what Granson said, like what's the end game?
Yeah.
Like
It
you
ain't
do
gonna
all
be
this.
nothing.
Like,
They
what's
have
the
no
end
end
game?
game though. They're not thinking that way. They're all they're thinking about is getting attention, being socially accepted,
Getting 1,100
If they're
likes on one
older
picture.
women, they're trying to stay younger and more tight and more together and all of that. They're trying to look prettier by whatever standards they've created or society has created. That's what they're trying to accomplish. And the attention part comes when they're being noticed by these men that are actually supporting all this. So when
then you
so
got-
when
So
y'all are
if
at
I
the
say,
club,
God damn, your ass is
Full
fat, so
circle.
you're
yes,
supporting that?
yes,
Full circle.
they
Okay.
need that's like the live like.
So what am I
instead
supposed
of
to
the
say?
IG
Your
like.
ass is fake.
You ain't got to say nothing to her.
But then when is
For
that?
what?
But then we had the thing about when you catcalling. So they don't like catcalling, but they like it on the
No,
low.
those women like it.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is that, you know what? You add one more thing to the equation for a woman that has that mindset, is doing all this. Give her one more thing, and she'll be even more socially accepted. You know what that is?
What?
Being bisexual. If she eats twat and she has that kind of body,
I just heard Hillary Clinton was
is
eating some
like-
twat in the 70s.
no, I'm just saying, societally, that is it.
Hold on. If she
In
eats
the White
twat,
House.
if she eats twat and does
She
what
went that
else?
way.
And if she has
Yoko Ono.
that huge butt,
On
the
that
huge
east wing.
boobs, like the
Small waist.
that small waist, and she's
Big feet.
bisexual, then she is winning as far as like media is
Because
concerned.
niggas are going to give her money. They going to
They're
trip.
like, oh, and she likes girls. Oh, that's like a fantasy. Like, she's a complete
Grindstone had
fantasy
like 5 of those in
driver.
his commercials.
Let's bring that back.
Hey, but look, women. So women are participating in the undermining of women.
Some women.
Okay, some women. Okay. Well, if you're a woman out there who's undermining women, call us in at 202-758-8607.
If you have fake titties and fake booty and fake lips and whatever
And your
else is
waist
fake,
is snatched.
salute.
And if your name is Amber Rose or Sin Santana, I love you, baby.
Salute.
Oh
Hey,
my
listen.
gosh.
Kate Michelle, to me, is one of the baddest women on the face of the planet.
She thick.
She's ratchet as shit. And I'll accept that. But
I mean, she's thick.
you can't deny her sexiness
No, I mean,
by no means.
ratchet don't have nothing to do with not being sexy.
And Kate Michelle has work. She has she's snatched all the way around, as Sherrod would say. She got the
But
whole-
you like it.
I do. I absolutely do.
So that means when your daughter comes home, if God forbid she's snatched
Next
to
person.
death. Okay. No.
That-
God forbid she's
not
snatched
the
to
same.
death. Yes, it is.
Not.
You're gonna be totally supportive because she saw her daddy supporting that by watching some video girls or reality TV. Be like,
Because
damn.
daddy doesn't do that in front of baby.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like that's daddy time.
That's really interesting because I feel like that's a good point that you make, because for me, from a very young age, my son and my daughter, like when I was growing up, my parents were like, you're not watching Video Soul. you can't watch videos, so you can't watch Rap City. Like that was a big thing. So I always be like, I want to see videos, so right. So for me and my kids when they were young, I would watch videos with them, like 106 and Park. Like, okay, so what do you think about how this woman is dancing? Do you think the way she's dressed is like, is that how mommy dresses? And like having those conversations, I think that's really important at a young age, especially for both boys and girls, where it's not something that's hidden.
Yeah,
but
they
it's a
need to know
discussion.
how their parents feel about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, does my mom and dad support butt implants and fake boobs? Or do they love the natural side of a human being and how a natural woman looks?
Or why do women do
Well,
that?
I mean, natural is hot.
So I think like that is in getting snatched and why you do it are two complete different conversations. And like,
But they're related. They go together.
right, like so, like what about your inadequacies that makes you feel like you need to do that?
Right.
Or like what makes you feel not good enough?
Yeah.
Like those are the conversations you have with your children
Right.
before they become adults. And
But is it really okay? So then that kind of goes back into what Sharada was saying before, because I think there's a big difference between someone who says, you know what, I had 3 kids, I'm gonna go get a boob lift, I'm gonna get a tummy tuck, versus
Yeah.
someone who's just like, I'm going to get out here and get this money.
well, I think,
Yeah, but I think that is the motivation. I
Yeah.
think the motivation is the issue. I think if you like, I this weekend I was at someone's estate, right? This chick, she has this awesome business, awesome life. She has had many surgeries, and the broad is amazing, and she's got to be 50, and she looks better than probably everyone I know. And
But by whose standards?
but by everybody's standards, her body is cut up.
By
her
your standards.
butt is, she looks
That's
like a
enough.
walker. I mean, she is bad. I mean, I know all of us. She's bad. She's what we would say. She's gorgeous, and she's had work. And so, to me, I mean, she wants to feel good about. She works out every day. She's got her own personal home gym.
Okay. I mean, but then if you get into her life and really know how she feels, do you think that'll match what she's giving off?
I don't necessarily think so, but I don't necessarily think that somebody has to justify that.
I need an India Irie up in this joint.
so big draws and motherfucking
afro.
towel around her head. And,
India Irie has big draws now.
yeah.
Why does she gotta have big
She
drawers,
says
though?
I wear big. She has the song. I wear big draws.
Because she's not big by any standard.
Yes.
I don't
Well, I mean,
remember
you know, she
saying
wears
that.
the big
So,
bloomers.
I wear
you
big
know.
cotton drawers.
She said that. What song was that, DJ?
I heard big cotton drawers are
I
coming
never
back.
heard
I'm
that. in her-
comfortable with my big draws. I heard plenty of interviews.
Every woman has at least one pair of big draws.
Listen, that's all good, but that can't be like what you do all the time.
Right.
Oh
You
Lord,
know,
different topic.
Please, India Irie, don't judge us. If you listen to the show, don't judge
Literally,
us.
going back to what you said, I
Yes.
have to think that, you know, and going back to what Blue Magic said about why people are doing these things and to make themselves feel better. But at some point during your life journey, something had to make you think or feel that the way that you looked just wasn't good enough.
Well, I mean,
And wait. It just wasn't good enough. I mean, your boobs were too small or your boobs were too big. Your tummy was too fat, whatever it was. So there's a self-love issue and there's a natural way of getting rid of some of those things, and maybe genetically there's not a so natural way, and that's okay. I mean, there's some natural things about my body that I would love to change, but somewhere along the way when I was complaining about them, my mom was like, no, you have this is what God gave you and this is what you were born with.
See, I don't agree with that, because you can, like, for me, let's say I have big boobs. I want them to be smaller. I got a fat stomach. I want it to be flatter. Somebody could say, oh, somebody skinny chooses to do master cleanse. Somebody that has a fat stomach may choose to say, I want lipo. I don't think that that's a self-love issue per se. I think that that's I'm not happy with this issue. And I was talking to somebody that just had plastic surgery. And I think the myth among our black community is that it's not happening elsewhere. It is, as she said, it's nothing. It's such a regular thing. It happens so frequently, specifically when we talk about, say, liposuction. You know, people of other races get it done all the time. And it's not, I mean, literally.
Yeah, but we're not supposed to try to keep up.
It's not about keeping up, but I think it's so regular, it's so normal that it's like the nip tuck is just not, it's not as heightened to a discussion point that we make it, because it's not a regular thing in our community.
Yeah, but okay, I'm not
Neither
agreeing
is-
with
neither
you
is yoga.
on the cleanse. Okay, going on a diet and doing a cleanse is very different than going under the knife and risking your life with anesthesia and surgery.
But if you did a cleanse for 40 days, somebody might say that's
Okay,
just
well,
as
that's
drastic.
too much too. I mean,
I'm
40 days is
making
too
the
much
point.
too.
I'm just making the point
but so-
that two sides of the fence.
So this is where, like, I guess where I teeter the fence on this whole idea, right? Is because, like, who are we to determine someone else's happiness?
Exactly.
We're nobody to determine anyone
Right.
else's happiness.
Look, I mean, we can give an opinion, like, a perspective. Like, I guess what bothers me is, like, how people have gotten so skewed and into whatever this image is, where they'll go to places, to, like, someone's basement to get these
That's the
procedures
scary
done,
part.
right? So, like, that to me, it raises a different kind of flag.
Right.
But, like, if someone wants to get a tummy tuck or get Botox or get their lips done, whatever it is, get
Right.
their hair pushed, I don't
Or
know.
eyes
Yeah.
pulled up.
Right.
Like LeBron's hairline.
Right. Yeah, like, so, like, is
Right.
LeBron has
No,
a third grade hairline right now.
Yes.
Yeah. His joint was from
Yeah.
Yes.
to, like,
Yes. Yes.
or he's
Brand
on some
new.
Rogaine
Brand
or
new.
something.
Brand new.
He's getting
Jesus.
massages.
Y'all ain't
Do
right at
you?
all.
Do you, bro?
But the fact of the matter is, like, we all as human beings have our own insecurities, whatever those are,
Right.
and some are way more extreme than others. But, like, happiness is ultimately why we live our lives. Like, that's what we seek, right? Happiness, self-satisfaction, being able to take care of our offspring, et cetera, et cetera. And so if someone wants to, get their ass lifted or get their titties bigger
Right.
or small, whatever,
Yeah.
like, that's not my place. My place is just to enjoy
Well,
what.
on the Asherado show, it's our place.
No,
Okay,
but- no,
Damn.
we're
Right.
telling people what we like and what we don't.
We're
like.
judging.
No, but so I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like there is some mental health stuff that plays into, like, the extremes. Like the Jackson
Definitely.
family.
Definitely.
God.
Jackson
Okay,
family.
it's a huge.
That's
extreme.
not different.
It's not different. The nose is not different than the booty or the
This-
stomach.
But
Come
look
on.
at Mike Jackson, where he went to where he's at. And why are we mad at Mike?
Or
We ain't
look
mad
at-
at
or
Bruce.
the-
Look at
Toya.
Bruce Cat.
I didn't
Just
say that
kidding.
we weren't.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Damn it.
Hold on.
Mike had to live under the veil for so long.
It is
Like, people
all
was
why
taking
because
shots.
because his dad had a problem with their noses being too wide. And when I go back and look at them pre-surgery, their nose is so
Right.
regular.
They were adorable.
We were.
So
I mean,
I was
Poor
like,
Jackson five.
how come Mike didn't become Michelle?
Because he wasn't gay.
How you know?
I mean, because he didn't go for gay.
Well, he didn't feel that woman-like quality inside him to come out and want to do that.
But he
Maybe
felt the
And on
void
that note,
within.
we'll be right back on the Asheretta Show.
Amber Rose,
And how do
please
we
call
know?
in.
Amber Rose, your ass is fat.
Welcome back to the Asherado Show. Call in at 202-758-8607 and let us know you like to keep it real or you don't really give a damn. How you feeling? How you feeling? We're talking about surgery, cosmetic. Now, when it comes to otherwise, like, some people got to get it because, I don't know, they
So
might
what if
be in pain or something.
What if a
Health
guy
issues.
gets a penis?
That shit is coming next.
extension.
That is
Right, that's-
out.
It's going to be like,
That's
minute.
already out. I
Is
mean, please, they're
You can
called
get an
penile
extender,
implants.
and then
Men
you
get it all
tap
the
it like
time.
this. You just tap the sack.
I thought you
Tap the
squeeze
sack and
it.
then what happens?
You have to pump it.
Oh, I thought
How does
what
it
happened-
grow?
No.
I need to get some more information
Like
about
a
this.
pump?
Like, what?
Well, I can give you information because my ex-husband was on a plastic surgery or urology rotation, and he had to see this on a daily basis when he was going through that rotation. So some
Hold
men
on.
do it.
Your ex-husband was a doctor.
He was a
You gotta say that
doctor.
because you said rotation like he was like.
No, I thought it was going left too. It was going left.
He is a doctor.
Okay.
Wait, so as a woman, how would you feel about that?
Wait,
Oh, you wouldn't
Can we
know.
hear about the process
Okay.
first?
So the process is some people are actually doing it because they have penile dysfunction, so they have to go in and get an implant for that reason. Some men are doing it to please their women, so they're going in and getting enhanced for that reason. And as women get boob implants, men get penile implants. And the way that they become erect is by softly squeezing one of their testicles.
It's like a pump. It's like
pump,
it's like
pump, pump
like
it up.
pumping
It pumps it up.
You
Reeboks?
remember the Reebok?
Right?
The
The Reebok pump. Right.
Browns.
Oh my God.
Yeah. What was
D. Brown.
D Brown.
Right.
It's like the D Brown.
and it pumps
Oh my
air
God.
into there and it grows.
It grows.
Before
It's
you
not painful.
You know,
I
look,
don't know. I don't have one.
look, look the
Thank
problem
God.
with all of this is that we're losing sight of process. And process is where you have growth and where you have actual life experience.
But what if it don't grow no more? Then
No,
what?
but I'm talking about like
He's saying
Time out.
I'm talking
No,
about-
time out. No, this is real. This is a real point because you're about to get real deep when we're losing sight of purpose
Yeah,
and
no,
all
I'm
that.
saying-
But
right.
when you have a dick that is like this big, you see that? You mean to tell me somebody's supposed to walk around their whole life all because I'm grounded? I'm like, yeah.
I'm still him, but really you're not.
With a teeny weeny little dick and they can't go get surgery and to make them feel
Man,
better.
go get that pump, dog.
Be proud of your pump. Get your stick.
You don't even have to tell her you got a pump in there, do you? Like if you can just be real discreet, like
Nah, just smash.
well,
Andy Griffith.
apparently, can't take it.
pump it up.
Apparently,
Pump.
apparently they would probably most likely step away from the scene and
Get it
pump,
right.
and
Go
then come
freshen up,
back.
boo. I'll be right back, honey. Go to the
Exactly.
bathroom. Bump, bump, bump.
Okay, so then could this happen? Could somebody not like something about somebody and then be like, look, you need to go get work?
Bye.
I'm sure that happens all
But
the
how would you
time.
accept that as a woman if a guy said that? Like, hey, look, just go get that shit worked on.
I think it depends if you already had an insecurity about it. I mean, maybe if you did and you were already considering, getting boob implants or whatever, then
Well, you know what I'm gonna get?
I think
not
the
ready.
I'm gonna
implant-
get some wings.
No, but you know what? Let's
Just fucking
talk about
say.
that because I've heard that a lot. So I went to an all girls college for undergrad, and I feel like I heard that a lot. Where a lot of women, I mean, wasn't my problem, had a very small chest, and unfortunately, they have boyfriends that made them feel, inadequate.
I had the opposite experience.
And lots of girls now I know are married and they're just like, it's something they desire it. It's a big thing, but you can get it done over a weekend, and that's why you see it happening all the time.
So look,
I've never been a titty man.
Look, I used to date this chick. Her chest was flat as this table,
Oh my
Me
God.
too.
but she was
Her ass
hella
was fat.
sexy. She had some big ass nipples though.
I dated
That's
the
it.
same.
I was like,
I dated the same girl.
So like in a little
bit too
t-shirt.
much.
No,
She a
like
lawyer?
in a little
She a lawyer
t-shirt.
in
No, she's not. But she was
Left.
Focus,
No,
focus.
okay,
Yes, let's get back. Let's
Wait,
bring
but
it
look,
back.
but
Bring
she
it
was-
back, bro.
But she was hella sexy, and so I mean, she just had a way about her. She was like a real fly girl in DC back when DC was fly. She was one of them chicks, and so she was like in and out of the stripper scene, kind of. And well, not kind of. She was in and out of the stripper scene.
Grindstone,
Okay,
just
where's
say you
this
dated
going,
a
Grindstone?
stripper, dog.
All right, so look, no,
Trying to be all politically
With no
correct.
titties.
But like-
Just say you had a
With
stripper
no
with big
titties.
nipples
Look,
and
hey,
a fat
look,
ass.
she wasn't stripping when we first started kicking it, but then she started stripping. I wasn't even tripping off of it. Okay, whatever. So then one day she went and got the gallon size joints, right? The fake
You
joints.
didn't know they were
right, she came
like she went to Big Lots and just got them joints. Like,
right.
more like, oh.
And she was like, I got a surprise, and she showed up and was like, blam, and I was so turned off.
Why?
It killed everything because like I had accepted her for a whole nother reason, and then so like her doing this just had me like,
Why didn't you just add to that?
this shit is ugly.
Now you have even
Nah,
more.
like it was whack.
Were
Like the shit
nipples
was
still
whack.
big?
Nah, they was all like filled out, like.
Well, but let's
just to the
talk.
max
Let's
and
talk about
hard.
this though, Grindstone, and the actual
Tether
and
balls.
Blue Magic, and the actual feeling that comes with having fake body parts, because there's an unnaturalness to all of this that I actually thought men loved about a woman being natural, and that's that. I mean, I thought men like a little bit of cellulite, a little natural jiggle.
I think I think I teeter the fence, right? Because I don't mind fake nothing, fake titties, fake like.
That's because you're from San Diego.
Well, I'm from LA.
Okay.
But I'm a Southern Cali guy. So like, if that's what you like, then that's what you like, and I salute it and I root for it.
But it turns you on the same way.
No, I like some motherfucking cellulite and wrinkles in the butt.
I like that. Oh, you had a baby.
And I've dated enough women that had no titties. Like that's So like fat asses, no titties, motherfucking cellulite and wrinkles in the butt. I'm with it.
Cool.
I'm good with it. But how do you do it? Like, what is your sexy like? Are you a square or do you got swag with your stuff? And that's what turns me on. The swag, or how you carry whatever it is you have. Like even.
Well, so like you were like a swagged out, unnatural joint.
Well, no, it's not. No, it's not the same.
It has to be
like,
a balance between
so
the both.
It's funny. So, and if you're listening, well, too bad I put you out there. I used to work with a teacher who was very, very big, humongously big, a square to the third power. Smart as a bitch, but square big. She went and got the tummy tuck, the staple or cut your stomach in half. I don't know what it's called.
Gastric bypass.
Oh, gastric bypass.
She got
There
the
you go.
axe.
She got the gastric bypass. So I hadn't seen her for a couple years. Came back, saw her, and like completely. Now she's before she used to wear flats and big shirts and long pants and never did her hair. Now she has her hair done. 10-inch heels or whatever the big heel is, 5-inch. I don't know. Now she probably wearing sexy panties now, but she's still a square. Like
Right.
Her the way she moves, don't like it doesn't match her
Either
body.
you got it or you
And
don't.
she might feel the same way in her heart of hearts. She might.
No,
feel
but
the same way
so
about
I've
herself.
heard that she's told people that I've always felt this. I was this person, but I was in a big body. So she went and got the work done. But I'm like, Shorty, like you still look like you're a square. You still look like the big girl. You still move like the big girl.
Right, yeah.
But now you're
Nothing's
like,
wrong with moving like a big girl.
No, I'm saying like the big square person.
Okay.
Not like the hip fly big girl.
Yeah. She didn't buy Fly. Fly wasn't on that
No.
purchase order.
And so like you can do all these surgeries and. But if you don't got it, you don't got it.
Like look
And
at
the
Mariah Carey.
The surgery is not gonna fix
Wait,
it for
what?
you.
Look at London Andrews.
Dead on Mariah. London Andrews is the business.
Yes.
Who's that?
And Mariah Carey is not.
IG. Get on Instagram.
London Andrews.
Yeah,
She's
hella
a
thin.
model.
I'm not hip.
She was actually my Woman Crush Wednesday a couple weeks back.
So that's why I like when Kate Michelle or name some other Kardashians or
Are
any I can't even think of any people.
I would go out on a date with Kim Kardashian,
Right.
but like if she started taking me seriously, I wouldn't go in like that.
But I guess.
Would you?
But why?
No, absolutely.
Because she whack.
Because
Why is she whack?
Because she's
mind
smart
is whack.
homies.
Because her body?
Nah, not just because her brain is whack. Her whole, she whack. Motherfuckers just be
Does he
whack
know
or
her?
not. And she's whack.
But my point, I say this to make my point is that like
Did you
they
answer
have,
my question?
what was your question?
Because I specifically was going into the natural, the whole
I
men
did answer.
liking.
I like it.
You like both though, so
Yes.
the non-jiggle doesn't bother you.
No,
Grindstone.
I like the jiggle, the push. I like all
you like
that.
the bounce back.
You like
Yeah,
saggy
all that. I
boobs.
like all that.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen, I give a shit about the
All
bounce
that- all that
back,
fly
as
shit.
long as it feel right.
And that's the thing though, the more that saggy boobs are out of style. It's
You can't motorboat them
cellulite.
fake joints.
Cellulite is out of style.
If you get them done right, you
A
can.
little bit of love handles is out of style. The ripple in your stomach that you may get after you have a baby and you can't get it all the way tight. Like, because
No.
society says that's not
Well,
cute
it
anymore.
just depends on the
that
man.
is-
Serato,
No, but we're talking in general. So we're talking about our young girls going out there
Yeah.
and wanting to look a certain way. We're not talking about
Well,
people just in this
This
room.
speaks to the level of what I believe in is bitch assness. And there are a lot of bitch ass men out there, right? That will sell these chicks fake dreams about what they believe a woman's supposed to be, and these women buy it and go for it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I love women, period. Like, I'm married, and I still love women. I love them fake, with upgrades, and I love them on the natural. And I'm all the way okay with that.
Okay.
It's bitch ass niggas out there that be like, you're not a good woman unless you have X, Y, and Z. And these are those women that are going to these makeshift plastic surgery joints and getting concrete and silicone injected in their butts, and and dying, because of men. And it's funny and it's sad to say that, but they're following the lead of what men deem
And,
say to
what
them.
they
and
think,
that's the
man.
problem. So
Right.
earlier when we were talking about this earlier, you brought up an excellent point. That I was actually thinking this weekend when I was in a room full of hoes. I was
Dang, why does
thinking
that be hoes though?
Must have been a strip club.
it was hoes in
Instead
the
of make
room.
them hoes.
It was hoes in the room.
Was you at Comic-Con?
Now I'm not gonna tell you where I was.
Awesome con.
But they were
Because all our listeners
they were-
and viewers, if you were there,
If
we
you were
didn't
at
talk
Comic-Con,
about
Jackson
you had,
Jackson.
hey, listen, the furry bunny, they some hoes.
Hey, look, I'm saying they were available for a price, and the
Hey.
price was like to stand next to a bottle of champagne.
There it is.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the
Talking
price.
About the 30,
I just I was where I was.
The what?
No, so earlier.
all you hoes that was at the Griffin,
Put it on blast.
you 30 bottle
Yeah, I do
thirsty
remember
ass
that now.
hoes.
Oh wow!
God damn.
All right, go ahead, Grindstone.
Back to our regularly scheduled program.
Nobody hashtag Griffin in your tweets, okay?
So hey, but it's hoes at the Griffin. So go to the Griffin.
it
It's
is.
hoes everywhere.
It's some
So,
bad
all
ones.
right,
in
so
it.
look.
Different area codes.
You were saying, and this is what I was thinking as I was kind of looking at it. I was like, and when you said, who are their mentors?
Oh yes, who is guiding them?
Like, so
who are
you-
the leaders in the lives of these women? Who?
Right.
Melissa
Yeah.
Ford
So
and
it-
Corinne Steffens.
So if my like is making her go do something, she's missing a key part of her
Absolutely.
life.
Absolutely.
She about to jump out there because I liked every picture on Thursday.
That's how they get validated.
It's crazy.
now this new
But
generation.
you guys are liking them too.
We're pressing the button.
Yeah,
But
Like,
it's
it don't-
validating.
There's no.
That's
You're
all they
one.
need.
You're one of the 10,000 people that validated that
So
that
I'm-
was
I'm-
hot.
I'm
Then
a
they're
trick,
missing a mentor.
Basically.
You are,
Boy, they're
So
missing a
I
mentor.
shouldn't like them.
and I mean this leads
Have you ever seen them
into
fat asses smacking it like? and doo-doo-doo-doo?
this leads into a whole nother phenomenon that could be an entirely different show that we should definitely tap into. But also, when I was in Miami this weekend, it was women who were all snatched up and ready to go, and they were thirsty. I mean, thirsty. I've never seen anything like this, because I remember being a younger woman and going to the club and sitting at the bar with my girlfriends, grabbing some drinks and waiting for the man to come over and
But
talk
Sherrata,
to me.
you-
Wait, and coming for the man to come talk to me. All right, not hovering over a man's table, waiting for to
To
be
be
chosen,
picked. To be
Oh,
picked.
no,
to be
yeah.
chosen,
Yeah.
to just get a little bit of that magnum.
Yeah.
For real? Like, who's teaching them that?
But
And
so-
why is that
social
okay?
media killed like ethics, like the way we grew up. Like we
I
didn't
think it's
have-
bigger than social media, though.
No,
I think it has to do with a lot of things
Like
because
social media sells you a lot of bullshit that's not reality.
yeah,
And-
but if you
but
already
these young
'cause-
girls believe that
And
shit's
see,
real.
but I feel like I have a unique situation because of, like, I'm kind of part of the generation where social media has really impacted my life, but I'm also a little bit older in a sense.
Nigga, you
I'm in
are.
between. No, I ain't
You're a
joking.
millennial.
I'm in between. But I think that even still, I mean, now my parents are good parents. They weren't perfect like any other parents are not. But I knew there's certain things that I'm not going to subject myself to just for attention from a man. Like just for you to just give me some champagne.
Well, that's because you're not snatched up and
Oh,
thirsty.
well,
So,
do something
but that's a
else.
whole nother show. Well, thank you to our special guest tonight, Glitterati.
Thank you for having us. I
joining
loved it.
us.
Oh.
This could have been a 2-part show. If
Yeah,
it is,
we're
we'll bring
gonna
you
do
back.
Yeah.
Part B.
Plan B.
we haven't gotten to the juice.
And check us out on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is popping at Ash Sherrado, and we have all our shows on there and upcoming shows to come. Thanks for listening. This is Sherrado signing off with my co-host Grindstone,
GrindstoneUniversal.com.
our producer The Urbanista,
Stay fabulous.
and our DJ Blue Magic.
Live awesome.
Right here next Tuesday, 8 to 9 p.m. on ListenVisionLive.com.